Yo, welcome to a solo episode coming straight from my room. We're shooting in a different place because we want to keep it cozy, comfortable, and lit. By the way, I hate the word lit. That's so lit, bro. It's litty. It's like, well, the candle's lit, isn't it? Yes, but you know what else is lit? This party. Fuck off. Anyways, let's get into it. We got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to catch up on. Solo podcast. Let's see. I bought $100 of large t-shirts because my cousin made me feel very insecure about the length of my shirt. Because I normally wear mediums, right? And medium t-shirts, because my body's weird. It's like between a medium and a large. All right. So the problem is when I wear medium and then it starts to shrink, the length is too short. But then I need to wear large because my body is just fucking jacked. I'm just kidding. I'm not jacked, but I'm just in the weird in between, right? So when I buy a large first, it just looks kind of weird, and it looks like one of my friends said, "You look like a single dad," and I said, "Okay, well, suck my dick." So yeah, I was at my cousin's house. It was the cousins, and then my sister, and then the fiance. I met her fiance for the first time. Apparently we kind of met once, but she thought I'd be an asshole to him, so she was worried. But I was nice, okay? I was nice. Still don't really know him well, but moving on. So I'm there, the cousins leave, and then the other cousins and my sister, and it's just like my cousin looks at me, the one who invited us all. She's older than me, and she said, "I think your shirt's too small for you." And I was like, huh. Hold on a minute. I've been working out. It's the muscle. And she said, "Lift up your arms." So I lift my arms up. And then my shirt, my medium-sized t-shirt, which shrunk, when I lifted my arms up, the shirt lifted all the way to my belly. It revealed my belly. And my cousin said, "It's too small. It looks like a crop top." And I said, "Fuck you, cousin." All right. And she was making fun of me. And I thought I was just like so jacked, so just perfect for a medium-sized t-shirt until that day 2 weeks ago. And then I couldn't get it out of my head for like a couple days. I just kept thinking about every time I wore a medium t-shirt, which all my shirts are medium, I got self-conscious. And then I just thought I looked like a fucking fool. She implanted seeds of doubt in my mind. So then I went to Uniqlo, my favorite clothes store of all time, and I bought $100 worth of large t-shirts. And I regret it a little bit because I think I did it just because, well, I know I did because I was insecure, but what I should have done is just bought more, just like 5 medium t-shirts, and then just wear them until they get too small and then do it again because I'm losing weight anyways, because I got chunky. I got chonky because I've been eating too many ice cream bars late at night, too many bags of chips, and just not giving a fuck because I just kind of gave up on dating. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm sick of meeting psychotic people and then smashing them. And then as soon as I bust a nut, I'm just like, it's like before I used to get, post-nut clarity, which is when like all guys get, we have sex, we bust a nut, and we're like, oh my God, I don't even like this person. But I would get it now while I'm having sex. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Actually, it even got to the point where I would get it during foreplay. Like I'm getting head, and I'm just like, why are you sucking my dick? I am so broke. You should find a better person out there. Yeah, so I'm going a little bit on a celibacy route. And every time I say that, every time I like go on a celibacy route, somebody enters my life, and then we just like fuck each other to smithereens. We fuck each other to smithereens until we're covered in a bunch of jizz, and we just look like condensed milk from Lee's sandwiches, the one that they put into the coffee, Vietnamese coffee. It's too strong for me. I don't drink coffee. Love the taste of it. I have low caffeine tolerance. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, here's an interesting thing that happened too, actually. So I did a show at the Hollywood Improv in the lab, which is the bar area. It's not the main room. And we did the show, me and my friend Andy Van. And after the show, I'm outside, and then I see Andy just chopping it up with this really, really drunk white guy, tall, handsome drunk white guy, you know. They always are. And they already got a bunch of drinks apparently, and then I wanted to hang out with Andy. Andy wanted to hang out, and then the white dude wanted to join us. So we all go hang out, and we find a bar, and we go into this bar, right? And as soon as we enter the bar, there's this black dude, right? And it doesn't matter that he's black, but I have to say it just for the story, okay? And as soon as we walk in to the bar, I just hear this guy go off about, yeah, I voted for Trump. Yeah, fuck everybody. Yeah, I don't give a damn. And look, it doesn't matter that he voted for Trump, because I actually have a bunch of friends that voted for Trump, and they're really great people. And I have friends that both voted for everybody. I don't give a fuck. I am neutral ground. I am Sweden. Is Sweden neutral? Well, whatever. One of the neutral peoples. I don't give a fuck. So we walk in, and the way he said it was very aggressive. It was like he was trying to prove a point. So I was like, okay. And he already sounded drunk, and I was like, oh, shit. All right, fucking, here we go. So as soon as we walk in, the black dude goes up to Andy. And by the way, Andy is Vietnamese, okay? Vietnamese. Nice guy, looks like Buddha. And as soon as he sees Andy, he's like, hey, are you're Filipino. And then he's like, no, I'm Vietnamese. He's like, no, you're Filipino. Yeah, you're Filipino. Yeah, you're fucking Filipino. And he completely ignores me and the white dude. And then they get into this whole, like, Andy's background is in improv, right? So he knows how to yes and just play around and improvise off of that. So in his mind, he's like, oh, we're playing around. But I'm sober, so I could see that the black dude was being very, very overly, you know, like, it was clear he wasn't joking. He was Trojan horsing the insults through the jokes, right? Because I've joked around with a lot of guys like that before at bars. Like, we all say a little bit of racist things we never met each other before, and then we just look at each other, we laugh, and we're like, all right, let me buy you a couple drinks. All right, let's buy each other drinks. You know, it's just kind of like this, you know, really drunk straight guy thing that we do. I never started, but I can play the game. But yeah, the dude keeps going off on Andy, and then is like getting in his face, chest to chest, and like literally like spitting in his face because he's talking, like just screaming, pop, 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 telling him he's telling him he's different types of Asian races, just being really racist and stuff, you know. And then I got so angry I couldn't take it anymore, and then I still kept my cool, but then I was also prepared to catch a fist or defend Andy if I needed to. So I stepped closer so the dude sees me, and then he looks at me and he's like, hey, you know, you guys are both Cambodian. And I'm Korean, but I was angry, so I was like, yeah, I'm fucking Cambodian. I'm from Long Beach, you know. I was insinuating that I'm a gangster, Cambodian gangster from Long Beach, but because, you know, there's a lot of thugged out Cambos from Long Beach, but I'm not a gangbanger. I was just angry, and I wanted to play along, but very aggressively. And then he starts coming in. He starts coming towards me, and he's like, yeah, no, you're this, you're that. And then I was like, oh, you know, oh, yeah, and you're Somalian. And he tilted his head. He's like, what? And he's like, no, I'm not Somalian. What the? I'm black. I don't know what he said, Ethiopian or some kind of other thing, African background. And I said that because I was like, all right, let's play the game. You know, you keep pointing at us and saying we're different types of fucking Asian races. All right, then let's just play this. Let me mirror it back to you, okay? Let's just play the guessing game, the assumption game, right? And then he starts getting close to me, a little too close, right? And he's like a foot away from me, just yelling a bunch of nonsense, really aggressively, like quote unquote joking. And I put my arms into a position where my left arm is across my body, you know, like hugging myself, and my right arm has my elbow on the left hand, you know, like in a thinking pose. And then my right hand is on my chin, just like a thinking pose. And I learned that from Boss Rutin, who is one of the OGs of MMA, because he released a video many years ago about like how to like defend yourself in a bar fight, and he said that's one of the poses you do when you're having like an aggressive conversation, just in case they try to sucker punch you, so you can catch the punch with the right hand, the thinking hand, right? So I don't even know why I thought of it. It just like popped up out of nowhere in my head, and I was keeping my hand like that, like, yeah, okay, yeah, and I'm keeping my cool, but I'm still pretty angry, you know, just getting ready to catch a punch, like, ah, right? But then he starts stepping in the 1 foot circle of protection. Like 1 foot's you're already too close 1 foot away from me. Then he steps in, and I take a step back, matching every step he takes forward. And then all of a sudden I remembered Chael Sonnen. So Chael Sonnen is a former UFC fighter, and he has this video with Vanderlei Silva from the Ultimate Fighter where like the Vanderlei Silva's like, it's just them two, and the Silva's like, "Ju, I will destroy you. You're gonna die. I will kill you." And he like slaps. He slaps fucking crazy. And Chael's like, okay, he's like, all right, man. Like, and Chael's like this fucking like old school white dude. And then Vanderlei's a Brazilian guy. They're both legends in their own right. But then Vanderlei gets too close and then Chael's like pushes him with both hands and goes into a fight position. He's like, I can't let you get close. I can't let you get close. That's like such a comic book hero thing to say, right? A fucking comic book hero thing to say. And I said the same thing. I was like, I can't let you get close. So I stuck my hand out like arm's distance. I didn't like really push him hard, but I put my arms at length, and then he started going into my hand. So I like kind of shoved him a little bit, like a soft shove. Actually, no, hard enough to like make him step back. And then I was like, no, you stay the fuck over there, man. You stay the fuck over there, okay? And he's like, well, what are you talking about? No. I was like, no, stay the fuck over there. And I was being really loud voice, not screaming, but loud. And then the white dude, he's like behind the black dude, and he's like, tell me when. And he like whispers it to me, and then like walks off. And I was like, what the fuck? So he's saying, if we need to fight this guy, I got your back. And I'm like, no, we don't need to jump this dude. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to jump anybody. And of course, even if he started it, what's the news headlines gonna be? It's gonna be white man and Asian man jump beat up black man in a bar, hate crime. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You know? But and I'm not a fighter anyways to begin with. I'm a pacifist. I have very little fight experience. I broke my hand in a fight. Doesn't mean that I know how to fight. I had like 1 year of high school wrestling, and then I got to like orange belt in Taekwondo, but that didn't really do much. But that actually did help me in a fight one time in the 6th grade. It actually stopped the fight from turning into an actual fight. You know, because this huge white dude who ended up being my friend later, but he was huge for like 6th grader. He was like in an 8th grade body, and I'm in a 6th grade body, right? And he keeps coming, charging at me, trying to like beat me up, and I'm scared shitless, but I learned how to kick with Taekwondo, Korean fucking fire style, right? So I was able to keep kicking him away, like in the side of the ribs, and like front kicking him like Muay Thai teeping, I think that's what they call it. And then after like, it felt like an eternity, he finally gave up, and he's like, whatever. So nobody really won or lost. I just ended up stopping the fight. But anyways, going back to the bar situation. So finally, this skinny ass bouncer, he's like a bouncer and a bartender. They have no real bouncer there. This dude is like 130 pounds, if that, and like 5'7". And he's like, you gotta go, man. And then the guy's like, what are you talking about? Why? He's getting all aggressive. And now I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna have to fucking protect this quote unquote bouncer from getting his ass kicked? But fortunately, the guy was able to, you know, the bouncer dude was like, hey, no, you gotta go, man. No, you gotta go. You're being disruptive. You need to go. And then the guy was like, all right, fine. Okay, I'll go. Right, yeah. He's like saying a bunch of rambling bullshit on the way out. So fortunately, nobody had to get into a fight. Nobody got hurt. And yeah. But I felt like a fucking badass after that, you know. I didn't even do anything, but just the fact that I like imitated some UFC fighters in my head, I copied them. I was like, I rode that masculine confidence for like a week. My testosterone levels were so high, I was just leaking pre-cum just 24/7 to the point where like my boxers were stuck on my urethra, and I had to peel it off like, and I was like, every day. Now I'm back to being a pussy because it's gone. You know what I noticed? I noticed that old Mexican ladies, even if they're like really old or 40s and older to 60, they still got some kind of ass. And I've been noticing, like, I really love Mexican girls, and I've been noticing a lot of Mexican girls just everybody kind of knows this. They're curvy there and they're, but they also eat really fucked up food because, Mexican culture, a lot of cheese, a lot of like just a lot of delicious calorie-ridden foods, right? And they may be banging in the beginning and then all of a sudden just they melt, but their booty still kind of stays. Even if like their upper or like middle and lower back, like they gain weight and then that fat melts into their booty a bit, it's like a Play-Doh together, a little, kind of like melted nacho cheese together. They still have shape. And then I saw this taco lady. She was wearing jeans, and I'm sure the jeans were holding her meat together in the booty. But I was just like, she was making me a tacos, and I just looked at her, and she looked great. Yeah. I have a fucking crazy fascination with Mexican girls, dude. I don't know. I can't get over it, man. I can't. And I love the accent too. I love that East LA is kind of sounding Mexican accent. When you go to Jack in the Box and then they go, welcome to Jack in the Box. Can I take your order? And I'm like, say that one more time, just real quick. Say it one more time. Because I like that accent. Because then I know they can speak Spanish, and if they can speak Spanish, then I can speak fake Spanish to them. Because I just memorize Spanish songs. And I just speak the lyrics. That's what I do to attract Spanish girls. But I like singing Spanish songs too. That's usually my way to like get a lot of different girls that are that can speak different languages. That's why I have a bunch of random playlists in different languages. But also I genuinely like the music. But that's a little tactic that I have. Yeah. I'm literally just going down a list of things I wanted to talk about for the past week and a half that I didn't get to. I've been having a dry cough lately too. This fucking dry cough won't go away. Anyways. So here's an interesting thing that happened. An interesting thing that happened was, so I DoorDash, right? Well, first of all, in my last solo podcast, I talked about how I felt so embarrassed about being caught delivering food and this and that, and that was just, I got completely over it. Thank goodness. I worked it out. It was just me just being insecure, and I don't know, just whatever. All that, we don't need to get into it. It's whatever. It's all just a means to an end at the end of the day to help me make my dreams come true. And I'm not ashamed of it because I gotta pay my fucking bills. All right, everybody's trying to survive. That's just the way it fucking is, right? So we can't shame anybody for making money the legal way. And if you make money the illegal way, as long as you're not hurting nobody, do what you got to do. But I didn't say that. That's not what I said. Somebody else said that. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, while I was DoorDashing a couple days ago, actually, I delivered food to this hospital, right? And as soon as you enter the hospital, they got people at the front. They're like, oh, what are you here for? Blah, blah. They're being very careful. Like, who are you? And everybody's wearing masks because it's a hospital, right? So they have these rules and protocols. And then the security guard there, he sees me, right? After I leave the food on the front desk, but with the receptionist, and he's like, "Hey, are you Mike?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." And the dude's wearing a mask, with the full security guard outfit, with the black jacket. And he's like, "Hey, dude, I follow you, man. I'm from Harbor City." I was, "Oh, dude, what's up, man? Whoa, what's up? He's like, "Can I take a photo? Can we get a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So then he hands his phone to this like random bald Asian dude. Or he's not random, but he works there, right? And then he's like, "Hey, can you take a photo of us?" And the guy's like, "Oh, okay," because he got surprised. He's like, "All right, I guess I'll take a photo in the hospital with a security guard. What's going on?" So then I'm standing next to the security guard, and the security guard says, "Take off your mask." So I take off my mask. He takes off his mask, and we're in the middle of the hospital with both our masks off, just for a photo. So this dude risked it all just for a photo. He didn't give a fuck. Nobody said anything to him because I mean he's a security guard, right? He's not a cop, but he is the defender of the medical facility. But shout out to you, by the way. I don't know if you listen to my podcast, but I fucks with you. You didn't give a fuck. All right, you know what you are? You're Dom Toretto. Family. I am Groot. That's Teenage Groot. But that was pretty cool. That happened. Oh, dude, fucking. I really want to talk about this. Okay, so a a lot of the reason why I got over the whole DoorDash insecurity and just a bunch of other insecurities and just this whatever shit that was going on was well, one, before I get into that, the reason why I was so down and depressed was because I ignored family issues for a very long time. I ignored, like, I was just raised that way. Okay, we were just raised with my dad. He never went on holidays. We just always we ate separately. We had no real connection. It just felt like living with strangers always. And my dad really was good at pushing everybody away and dividing everybody. Right? He's a very angry guy, and I adopted that, just not knowing how to be close to family and pushing them away and doing stuff. And I'm 32, man, and there's a point where you just can't be in denial of that anymore. Like, you can't act like you don't care anymore. It's just too much. It's just too fucking much, man. You know, like acting like I don't care about my mom or my sister or grandma shit, everything. Like, so I live at home. If I didn't move back home a few years ago to pursue my dreams, in my mind, I was prepared to just, like, my plan was just to keep moving away, keep moving out, and then, like, because I had problems with my mom, and it's just let it die. Like, just literally let our relationship die. It will die with her because I don't want to face it. And fortunately, I did over the past years, and it got even better after the last solo podcast. Like, now we're, like, really great, and then the sister thing, blah, blah. I don't know how much I talked about it. Did I talk about it in the last one? I don't know, but I've been visiting my grandma, and that was great. And when I walked in to visit my grandma for the first time, I haven't seen her for, like, fucking since the pandemic happened, over 2 years or something like that. As soon as I walk in, she's like 90. She's like, "Oh, no, Michael, is that you?" And Corinne's like, "Oh, oh." She couldn't believe her eyes. She kept, because nobody saw her, dude. My cousins don't visit her. My uncle, who's her son, is afraid for us to visit her because he thinks we're gonna kill her with corona, But I was like, dude, I can't take this anymore. My grandma helped raise me. She's old. What if she dies just because my uncle isn't comfortable? If I just wait for him to be comfortable, fuck that shit. So I visited her, and I started tearing up, and I was a little afraid to touch her too because, like, I'm not afraid of corona for myself and shit because I already had it and stuff. But, like, I don't know, man. My grandma's old, dude. The elderly, yeah. But, I touched her on her knee and stuff, and then she was telling me that she looks at the portrait of us that I gave her. She looks at it every day and all that, and just, like, she was just really happy to see me. And there is no type of love like the love from your grandma. Like the love that I felt when I left, and I was only there for like 20 minutes or something like that. I visited her a second time, by the way. But the love that I felt just filled my whole body and soul like a nuclear reactor, like just fucking crazy power. Because she loves me regardless of who I am, my money, my finances, status, what I look like, what I've done. She doesn't care. That's unconditional love. And so many things are conditional. We're taught, even for, like, to be a high value red pilled man, you have to get the love from a woman, you gotta be rich, status, blah blah. And then we work so hard just to fucking get some pussy and some dumb shit, and even woman gotta do all that. It's so fucking stupid, man. And our parents too. You're not good enough. Do this thing, otherwise you're a loser. But then I see my grandma. Nobody cries when they see me, man. Nobody. Maybe one girlfriend did. But nobody cries when they see me. Because everybody kind of wants a little bit of something from you. There are very, very few people you will ever have in your whole life that truly just want the best for you and don't need anything from you. All my grandma cared about was that I was just there. And she was more worried about, she was saying, okay, come visit me when you can. Don't worry too much about me, though. You can just call me because I know you're busy. And then she's still worried about me. She's like, I don't have any money to give you. I mean, I couldn't give you money like I wanted to do for your birthday, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I don't need that money. I make my own money. You don't need to give me money. You're my grandma. Yeah, man. That's unconditional love. And after that, I didn't feel like so lonely anymore. Like the little hole that was kind of always in my chest went away. That taught me the value of family. And I always knew in the back of my mind, that's the thing that I was avoiding so much, man. I was avoiding it. I faced so many things in my life, so many fucking things in my life, but the family thing. And I finally, I've even visited my nephews and stuff. Like I'm starting to do more. Like I'm actively prioritizing the family thing because that's why so many of us date like bullshit. Date toxic relationships and then a bunch of like women be like men ain't shit and then a bunch of dudes are like woman ain't shit and blame each other. It's like, dude, fucking blame yourself. Why do you feel like you had to get in that relationship to begin with? And it's not even, dude, it's a two-way fucking street. You can't have a fire without the wood. And then like tinder or whatever, like a flint, whatever, something to spark the fire, to start the fire for the wood. It's a two-way fucking street, man. And that's why dating is so fucked. Everybody's using each other. A lot of people are lonely and sad, so they think if they just like hook up and be in these codependent relationships, it's gonna fix things and their misery. When what they got to do is find something that fills their fucking heart and soul, like a mission in life, some kind of career that they love, or hobby, or anything, and then work on your family shit. And yeah, you can't choose your family. No family's perfect. And some family members, you should stay the fuck away from some of them for sure if it's like that fucked up. But I feel like a lot of us, we just don't face our problems, man. And we go to dating to try to fix everything. Oh, I'm broke. I don't want to work hard to find a job, so I'll just fucking manipulate my way into some girl's pants and get her to fall in love with me so I feel like I am a man. Guilty. Done that in the past. A lot of guys do that. Or like a girl will be like, oh, I don't feel like I have worth right now. Oh my God, I don't fucking know. I don't have any examples. But you know what I mean, though. There's a bunch of shit like that going on. So I just feel like we just gotta all fix our shit, man, and face the cold hard truth and work to better ourselves. And now, what I care about more than anything is just making my money, right? To use that as a vehicle to help me keep doing what I gotta do to pursue my dreams. Get better at stand-up and get better at my social medias and put out more content for you guys because I've been so bad, man. I know I've been neglecting you guys so bad, but I love you guys. I do think about you guys and I feel so guilty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for 2004 I ain't gonna lie no more this year. That's like a Ruben Studdard song. It's called 2004. And I think it came out in 2004. It was pretty fire. I think he's still alive. Yeah. So family matters, dude. Family fucking matters. And I never thought I would care about family like that, man. It's crazy. It took me to 32 to really be able to say that with conviction. Like, family matters. That's also a great show. A black sitcom with Steve Urkel that I grew up on. Hell yeah. Oh, did I do that? The OGs know. But I want to talk about stand-up, man. I've been feeling so dead for like a while with my stand-up. Just wasn't enjoying it as much. Wasn't that happy with it. Almost hated it. But I realized it's because I was just using my material as a crutch. Like I forgot how to feel the environment, feel the room I'm in, connect with the audience, not just jump into the material, but just treat them like human beings, right? Instead of just jumping and attacking them with my jokes. Because I started focusing on my material so much because somebody got it in my head. Like, yeah, material matters, but there's a lot of other factors too. You know, likability, energy, connection, blah, 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 blah. So I got disconnected from myself and the jokes. So now I just do the jokes over and over, like blah, 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 blah. And then I went to Mammoth. I did a show in Mammoth, which is like 6 hours away from where I live in the mountains, okay? Snow, where people snowboard. So I went with a couple friends. We got there on like a Friday morning or Friday afternoon, evening. And we had a show that night. And it was at this lodge, like a ski lodge, and there was a lot of people. And it was really loud, and it was, really hard to get a lot of people's attention because like one half of the room had the billiards, like pool. People were playing pool, and the other half was just fucking bunch of people drinking alcohol, of course. And both sides were drinking alcohol, and that's what it is. It's a bar. So that was like the first show they had there that was stand up, and man, so my friends did really well. Then I go up and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm a crush. I know it. I go up and I ate shit. I was so confident that I would crush it without even trying to connect. And because I was using my material as a crutch, when the material doesn't hit like I expected it to, then I got shook. Because before I wouldn't get shook like that because I was like, I'm here. What the fuck is up, yo? But I lost my way. And then after I bombed and I was so fucking miserable, it's not like, look, to people that might have been watching, whatever, it's not like I ate dick, but to me, I bombed. That's a bomb, dude. I sucked ass. I didn't perform to the level that I'd normally perform or that I could perform. So I drove 6 hours to bomb, and then we had to stay there for like another 48 hours to vacation, and I just couldn't get the bomb out of the back of my mind, because I robotically did well at the past couple of shows, just doing my set without thinking about a bunch of other shit. And I ate dick. So 6 hour drive, staying there for 48 hours, just letting the bomb soak. And I had to drive another 6 hours back. And that did something to me. It got me so fucking angry at myself. I was so pissed off because I couldn't be in denial anymore. I couldn't blame the audience. I couldn't just blame the area I was in or like, oh, they don't know what I'm talking about. I couldn't blame anybody but me. And it hit me so hard, and it made me realize how I've been half-assing the work the past couple months. How I've been working on stand-up. I wasn't trying to evolve. I wasn't trying to get, I was trying to get better, but I wasn't really trying too much. I wasn't thinking about it too much. I wasn't listening to the sets when I would record the sets of me performing to see how I can improve the jokes or try a different type of joke that matters to me because I'm being kind of fearful. And when I realized, I was like, dude, I'm being fearful? I'm the guy that doesn't doesn't give a fuck, man. But now I'm being fearful? Who the fuck am I? When did I become a slave to the world? And I realized that even affected me with my videos. I would hesitate to make certain types of skits and shit because I became fearful somewhere along the way. I began to self-edit myself and the way I would talk and the way I would act. I was afraid to even be my typical silly self in public because I felt like I had to put on this fucking stupid image of somebody that I'm not. I don't even know where that came from. I thought of that, but nobody told me to be like that. It was weird. I just became something I wasn't. It's strange. It happened over a couple months. But yeah, over a 2-week period after getting back from Mammoth, I was obsessed with stand-up. That's all I thought about. I just worked hard. I kept I was neglecting my social media, which is why I barely posted I didn't even release a podcast for 2 weeks. Typical, right? But I just couldn't stop thinking about it, and then it did something. It changed me. I needed that bomb, man. I needed it. The wins only teach you so much. You need losses to really look at yourself in the mirror, to think about who the fuck you are. To me, that was a rock bottom in stand-up. I couldn't hide from that itch on the inside that was just fucking scratching my skin away internally. I couldn't. Because eventually that scratched so much that the fucking hand just punched through my chest like, look, here's your heart, you fucking bitch. Remember you have a heart? Remember you have courage? Remember who you are. Remember, Simba. Lion King reference. I remembered again. But it's different now too. Because that don't give a fuck attitude that I had before was just more a lot of it was just don't give a fuck without a ton of material. But now I got a lot more new material, worked on a lot the old stuff, and I'm crafting it better. I'm starting to come together a little bit more as a stand-up with the writing, with the don't give a fuck, with the stage presence, with the POV. I still got a ways to go because I'm only 3.5 years in, but I feel that shit, man. I do, and I'm working towards that shit. And I'm enjoying it again, dude. I'm even enjoying the open mics. And the past couple shows I had went really great, and they were super fun. I'm excited again. I'm fired up again. It's fucking awesome, man. I haven't felt passion about what I was doing in so long, to be honest. I was suffering creatively, emotionally, mentally, but I'm back again, and I think we need these moments. That's just a roller coaster of the pursuit. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, and it's also not just dark and gloomy. Just like I remember when I first started, I said, when I wanted to quit that first year, when I did 300 open mics and nobody wanted to talk to me and it was painful, I didn't know how to do anything. I was scared of being on stage, and I just knew if I don't stop, something's got to give. It is inevitable. How do you think these rock formations get sanded down by the wind, or water chips away at rock, these boulders? Water is not a fucking hard, solid substance. It's not like a rock is hitting a rock. It's just a flow of water over and over time. A fluid. And it changes the shape of the rock because something's got to give. If you stay consistent. If you push past the bullshit. If you're willing to be patient enough for the long-term reward instead of the instant gratification, because that's the trap we fall into nowadays with social media, because we get instant likes, instant follows, the instant views. Our dopamine goes bing, 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 like a slot machine. We need, social media is important for what I do too, but, that's why we have to ground ourselves and train ourselves to not, I highly suggest don't be on social media all day, guys, like really. And I am on social media, but there's dangers in it, man. It will fuck your shit up. Addiction is real. Gotta take care of yourself, dog. Practice focusing on like I've been walking without music. I've been walking without the phone. I've been exercising without the phone. I've been eating without the phone and the TV, actually. Because I would always get some kind of anxiety. And I didn't really know why. And I realized, it's because like I'm having a dopamine fucking pow, pow, pow with the TV I'm watching and me being able to choose the shows that I want to choose, because options and choosing also releases like some kind of dopamine effect. And then you're watching the shows and the vivid colors, and then you're eating and you're stacking that shit. And then there's like anxiety because you don't feel like the show's good enough. And then I have to keep trying to choose a perfect show. And honestly, I don't even enjoy most of the shows that I was watching. So I just always kind of it was like adding anxiety for no reason. But then, I was trying to get more in touch with myself. So once I turned off the Netflix and just ate in silence, I enjoyed it. And now I know why old people can just kick it and eat lunch or dinner and just look at their meal with the fucking window open and look out at the sun every once in a while, or the backyard or whatever the hell. I specifically remember my grandpa doing that, just like chewing. He kind of chewed a little bit like a turtle. He had these big, kind of hipster looking or glasses, bifocals. I just remember him just eating, just chilling. And I was like, as a kid, you're like, aren't you bored? You're not watching TV. But boredom is necessary also at the same time. Because we have too much stimulation nowadays. So I've been trying to make myself bored. And that's where I came up with a bunch of new material. Because Mark Norman said, Jerry Seinfeld said that to come up with material, just stare at a piece of paper for like an hour with no distraction. And that boredom will force your brain to come up with something. Because, and I get it, that's what it did for me too. I didn't stare at a piece of paper, but I would drive without music, and then I would come up with material while I'm driving. And it's not like I'm actually bored. I just don't have all this noise or like song lyrics saying beat the pussy up, and now I'm thinking about like fucking somebody, or like I'm feeling sad because I'm listening to a song about a breakup. Like, we don't really realize how much the media we consume, the music, entertainment, really affects how we think. Not just in the moment, but overall. And by having less of that and just... Dude, a lot of the answers we have are actually within ourselves. Sounds corny? Sure. But if you feel lost, is it corny? I got so many answers once I cut down a lot of the TV watching and all this other shit. I felt much more at peace, much less anxiety. Even working out. I don't play music when I work out. I don't bring my phone into the gym anymore, and it's way more relaxing now. Sometimes it's awkward because I don't know where to look. Because like, especially if there's like a really hot girl next to me, because like, what do I look at? I don't want to just look at her, and I don't want to talk to her because I don't like talking to people at having full-blown conversations at the gym. I just want to mind my own business. I mean, like, I kind of wanted to talk to her, but I'm just like, oh my God. I don't know, fuck. If she's dating somebody, if I fuck her, I don't know. I just want the gym to be my peace area. So I don't know. I'm pretty neurotic when it comes to that. I try to keep the places I care about safe. So the two places I make sure that I don't date or fuck anybody is stand-up. I don't date any comedians or hook up with them. No girls. Or the gym. You don't shit where you eat. But you can eat where you shit. I have taken a shit and eaten a hamburger before. And it was great. I save time, and as things are coming out, things are also going in. So it's kind of like I'm human centipeding myself. But since it's myself and consensual, let's go. Yeah. But I feel great though, man. I honestly do. I feel fucking amazing. I'm so thankful that my friend AJ brought me on to that show. Shout out to AJ Santos and Lucas. Lucas. Santos, Lucas. AJ Santos and Lucas Cicero, my boys, my homies from the OC. Without that bomb, if I bombed nearby, it wouldn't have affected me like that. But because I bombed hundreds of miles away, it did something to me. And I am so grateful and so thankful for it. And I wouldn't change a thing. You know. It's like, look, it's like this, man. So you get an understanding. It's like the equivalent of, let's say you're like an amateur fighter and you just keep fighting a bunch of people that only had like 3 months worth of fighting. And you keep beating them up because you're like 3 years in. And then all of a sudden you meet this guy who's like a 6-year veteran and he kicks your ass and you realize, oh my God, I am not this shit. I normally beat the enemy or the opponent with a guillotine, but it didn't work on this 7-8 year veteran because he is like a black belt in jiu-jitsu and he knows, because that's so basic. He stopped it from happening. Anyways, you know what I mean. Fuck it, whatever. Good news, Mike Song from he's one of the Kinjas. His dad was lost. Well, that's not the good news. His dad was lost in the mountains when it was really cold for like 2 days. Like really cold. I think it was like snow type weather, and they couldn't get in contact with him. And fortunately, after the 2 days, they were able. His dad was found, and his dad's healthy, thank God. And it's kind of cool because Mike Song, he doesn't know me. Maybe he might have seen the video randomly. I don't fucking know, but I don't think he really knows me. But he was a senior when I was a freshman when I went to South High School, and he was on the all boys dance team. And when I saw them, I was like, what the fuck, dude? They're really good at dancing. And there was no other people good at dancing like that all the rest of the years that I went to that school. And funny enough, all of a sudden I see this dude on TV dancing with a dance team. And he made a whole career out of it. And I think that's great. And, well, there is also Chad Mayate from Poriotics. He went to my school. We were the same year. But we're not really friends. We didn't really, like, talk. It's not that I didn't want to be friends. We were just in different circle groups or friend circles. But it's funny how, like, now I'm in the entertainment type stuff, business, but I started much later than them. So I'm sure our paths will cross because we know mutual people. We just don't really know each other. But shout out to you guys. You guys are killing it. That's great. There's like, I saw this news about this, like, a Facebook executive for Metaverse. He's like a high-level executive, and then he got caught trying to meet a 13-year-old in a hotel room. This older guy, he's like 40-something. Why do you do that? Stop that shit, you pervs. So you know what that proves? No matter how much power and money you have, it doesn't really change who you are. If anything, it makes you feel entitled, thinking people are just going to come to you and then you can get this and that. And like you deserve shit and you're like God. And like, if you are dude, how does that not cross your mind if you are a big part of Facebook, which is the internet, and Metaverse, which is like a whole fucking virtual world, And you don't think that there's like a paper trail, an electronic trail of your criminal acts? People are so crazy, man. I mean, you shouldn't even be doing it to begin with, but like, what's wrong with you? Stop that shit. Calm down. Hope you go to jail. Anyways, this has been good, man. I think I updated with you guys with a lot of stuff, and it's kind of late right here. It's my first time shooting a podcast really late, like close to midnight when I had a long day and I'm tired. So if it sounded like I was drunk and rambling, like I wasn't really making sense and repeating myself, it's because I'm exhausted. And I did watch the on HBO Max, what is it? The Injustice movie. Was not amazing, but was still entertaining. But a lot of people hated it. But I like cartoons, so I just enjoyed it. It reminds me of when I was a kid, so like Justice League and stuff. It wasn't bad. It was okay. But it's not a great way to end it. But anyways, guys, just a final thought. Last thing. Don't ignore your problems. Okay? If you have to talk, like, dude, if there's like some issue with your sibling or whatever, just dude, life is way too short, man. It's too fucking short, and time is flying by so fast. Like, I can't believe I'm like 6 months away from 33 now. It just keeps. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm getting closer to the mid 30s, and I'm starting to think about like how much longer is my mom gonna live, and especially my grandma. You know, and I'm gonna be devastated when my grandma passes away, man. Oh yeah, but she's old. She was gonna die anyway. Okay, yeah, sure, but so what? I fucking love her, man. So just don't ignore the things that matter. Even if you convinced yourself they didn't matter, the same way that I convinced myself it didn't matter, because it does matter. Okay? That shit doesn't matter. If you're not sure how to make a decision based on things like that, just ask yourself, if you were to die today, or if they were to die today, would it matter? Think about that one. But hey, guys, thanks for listening. Fucking love you. Appreciate you. I'm sorry I've been neglecting you, but I'm here, baby. I'm back, boys and girls. We here. So yeah. All right, guys. Peace.